Hey everybody. Originally I wasn't gonna do a video about the election. Yes, Donald Trump won. Um, and quite frankly, I'm actually pretty happy about that. Not because Donald Trump won. I don't think he's gonna be a very good president, although he might shock us all. It's because Hillary Clinton didn't win. Um, and having seen the 90s, um, and having been, they considered an adult during all of President Obama's term, and even the last portion of President Bush's term, I think it was a pretty clear choice, and I want to explain why, so that maybe we can all get past this. Um, One, Donald Trump won because he attracted a group of people that were sick and tired of how they were being treated. Now, you might say that this is why Hillary Clinton should have won. But we're seeing now exactly why that never should have happened, and it didn't. Hillary Clinton didn't win because the vast majority of the country voted for Donald Trump. Now, you may say, look at the popular vote. And while I agree that sometimes the popular vote is more important, you have to look at where those votes are cast. You may say, well, look at the states. I say, don't look at the states, look at the counties in those states. If you look at the counties in those states, even in states that voted for Hillary Clinton, the majority of those states voted for Donald Trump. The majority of the people that voted for Hillary Clinton lived in major metropolitan areas. Those people, and if you are one of them listening right now, are people with very different views, very different concerns from everybody else. The reason that everybody else voted for Trump is they are sick and tired of giving away everything. Giving away your free speech. You can't say something now because it might offend somebody. They call them on college campuses is something like a free space or a safe space or an anti-hate area. Life's not fair. This country was founded on the fact that life wasn't fair. Throughout our entire history, we have lived that. It has only been the past decade or so that apparently that's not right. I have two kids of my own. One boy, one girl. I will say, if Hillary Clinton had won, I would have to explain to them why they don't have a future. They don't have a future of freedom. They don't have, and by freedom, I mean the freedom to speak, the freedom to do what you want, the freedom to live the Constitution as it was written. The next part that I hear constantly is, well, he shouldn't have been elected because he's racist, or he's sexist, or he's against immigration. My thing is, statements don't overtake actions. Anything that Donald Trump has said could have been changed, could have been worded different, but it is in fact true. I want you to soak that in. It is in fact true. Again, it could have been said a lot different. I don't agree with everything he says. I don't agree with everything he believes. But let's start with immigration. The fact that he said that rapists and criminals were coming into the country from Mexico No, I don't think that everybody from Mexico that's coming into the country is, robbing stores and bringing over drugs and, um, they're raping people. They want a better life. My ancestors wanted a better life. They came into the country legally. Friends of mine, ancestors, came into the country legally. I know Hispanics that have come into this country legally. Everyone says, well, they should be given a chance. They haven't broken the law. They're called illegal immigrants. You have broken the law. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a chance at a better life. But that is exactly what this election did, is make a chance for Americans to have a better life. You can do the same in your own country. I understand it's a lot more difficult. I do. And I hope that at some point it is a lot easier for people from Mexico or people from Central and South America to come into the United States legally so that they can have that better life. But you broke the law. So when it comes to that stance, yes, I fully believe, as many people do, and as this vote showed, that you need to be here legally. A lot of people will say, well, Americans don't want to do the jobs that illegal immigrants want to do. I bet you they'll do them. They're not there. I can almost guarantee it. So let's go on to sexist statement. Prove to me that he said something sexist. Okay? Now, we've all seen the video from the bus, which personally I believe never should have been released. It was a conversation between two people. But show me something else. Because if you are in that situation, I can guarantee you what he said is extremely mild compared to 90% of the American public, men and women, what they have said. Extremely mild. That is exactly why he should be president. Because he is an American. He is a person. He's not putting on some fake face that needs a teleprompter to tell him what to do. Let's look at anything else you want to look at. He has said some things that nobody agrees with, including myself. But let's look at Hillary Clinton. For over 30 years, she has been fired, investigated, and helped in hiding and distorting evidence on a multiple range of crimes. That would be like saying, I can go to the store and rob the store, or somebody can break into my house, sit down, start watching TV, and get away with it because, eh, whatever. I like you. I can guarantee you, if you're sitting in your house right now, you're sitting in your dorm room, you're sitting in your car, you're sitting anywhere, something like that happened, you would flip out and call the police in a heartbeat. Or you may defend yourself. You may shoot somebody. So why is it okay that somebody else has gotten away with something like that multiple times? And not on a small scale, but on a huge scale. On a monumental scale. And you want to elect them president. Doesn't make sense to me. Where have we gone wrong? I'm not saying that Donald Trump's going to be the best president of the world. I don't think he will be. But I would not be able to sleep at night knowing that a criminal, by everyday standards, is in the Oval Office, as opposed to somebody who says things that some people just don't like. It just doesn't make sense. Now, to all of you protesting, you have every right to. If you don't like it, that's fine. Don't burn American flags. Don't burn gay pride flags. Don't burn the flags of service members. Don't burn cop cars. Don't go out and riot. It's exactly what you've done. And the sad part is if you look at the Electoral College map by county, not by state, but by county, the only places there are riots are places that voted for Hillary Clinton. You are proving the entire reason why he was elected, because the rest of the country is sick and tired of your temper tantrums. Get over yourselves. The last great Democratic president was John F. Kennedy. Now, I'd just like to declare I am a registered Republican, and I don't like everything either party says, but for the most part, if I'm going to side one way, it is Republican. If John F. Kennedy was in this election, I would have gone for him in a heartbeat. He said something that I think a lot of people have forgotten. He said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." And in this case, I don't think it's so much about what you can do for your country as in enlisting in the military, although I think everybody should. But that's your choice. I don't think it's going out and necessarily working for the U.S. government. How can you help your country? Go to school. Get your education. Support your family. Be there for your kids. But at the same time, don't listen to the media. Be self-informed. Go and look at all sides. Look at all media outlets. Do your research online. Do your research at the library. Do whatever you can. But see, you need to be self-informed, and that is why Donald Trump won. Because more and more people are understanding that. So what should you take away from this election? Happy or sad? This election turned out the way that it did for one reason and one reason only. And that's because Americans are sick and tired of being told what to do. Think about that. Do you really want to be told what to do? I don't. People I know that even voted for Hillary don't. But you need to understand that your vote matters. And just because you didn't win doesn't mean you can't do more. But rioting and hate shaming and threatening people and beating people on the streets because of who they voted for, because what did they believe, it's not what it is. It's the wrong thing to do. It will always be the wrong thing to do. Because believe it or not, if you keep going this way, there could very well be another civil war. And it won't be pretty. And it won't be the North versus the South or the East versus the West. It will be neighbor versus neighbor. And that's not going to help anyone. Everyone who voted for Hillary wanted to bring this country together. We can do that. No matter who's president. So stop being stupid. Because if you don't, you're only helping tear it apart.